There's something absolutely terrifying happening at Stamford Bridge, and most people are completely missing it. While everyone's been busy debating whether Cole Palmer is the new superstar or arguing about Chelsea's billion-pound spending spree, a quiet assassin has been running the show. He doesn't score screamers every week. He doesn't do flashy stepovers or viral TikTok celebrations. But make no mistake, without him, Chelsea would be absolutely lost. His name? Moises Caicedo. And the scary truth? He might just be the most important player Chelsea have had in years. Let's rewind to that electric London derby against Tottenham. Stamford Bridge was buzzing, tensions were high, and Moises Caicedo walked onto that pitch and delivered an absolute masterclass. We're talking 10 out of 10 perfection, the kind of performance that makes you sit back and think, wow, we're watching something special here. The Ecuadorian midfielder was everywhere, winning the ball back repeatedly before delivering the crucial assist for João Pedro's goal. That sequence alone showed you everything you need to know about Caicedo. He wasn't just defending, he wasn't just passing, he was controlling the entire rhythm of the match like a conductor leading an orchestra. Interceptions? Check. Tackles? Absolutely. Dictating tempo? Like he'd been doing it his entire life. He finished with an 86% pass success rate and completely bossed the middle of the park. Tottenham's midfield might as well have stayed on the team bus. Caicedo made them invisible. He walked away with the Man of the Match award, and honestly nobody could argue with that. The man was unplayable. Remember all that noise when Chelsea signed him? The raised eyebrows? The "they paid how much" conversations in every pub across England? That £115 million price tag raised serious questions when Caicedo arrived from Brighton, and critics weren't shy about it. Some called it madness. Others said Chelsea were throwing money around like it grew on trees. There were doubts everywhere. But here's the thing about world-class players. They make you eat your words. If anyone still questioned whether Caicedo was worth that astronomical fee, his performances this season have shut them up completely. This isn't just a good player having a decent run. This is a generational midfielder announcing himself on the biggest stage. And honestly, that price tag is looking like an absolute bargain now. Chelsea fans, we need to have a conversation about how spoiled we've been. Seriously, think about it for a second. We had Claude Makelele, the man who literally had a position named after him. The Makelele role became football vocabulary because nobody had ever seen someone control games from that deep-lying position the way he did. He was the blueprint. Then came Michael Essien, a complete animal in the best possible way. The Ghanaian powerhouse didn't just play midfield, he conquered it. Every blade of grass, every loose ball, every battle, Essien was there first. His energy was limitless, his tackles were thunderous, and his shooting from distance absolutely lethal. After Essien, we had the quiet brilliance of John Mikel Meek, who never got the credit he deserved, but was absolutely crucial to Chelsea's success. Dependable, solid, and technically excellent. Then, Nemanja Matic arrived and brought that perfect blend of physicality and passing range. The Serbian tower dominated midfield battles and sprayed passes around like he was playing PlayStation. And who could forget? N'Golo Kanté, the man with 3 lungs who covered every inch of the pitch with that trademark smile. Kanté didn't just win the ball, he suffocated opposition attacks before they even started. 2-time Premier League champion, World Cup winner, and one of the most beloved players to ever wear the blue shirt. That's the company Moises Caicedo is now keeping. That's the legacy he's stepping into. And you know what? He's not just filling the void, he's making that position his own. The scary truth, Chelsea can't function without him. Here's where things get genuinely frightening for Chelsea fans. And I mean this in the most serious way possible. Cole Palmer has been absolutely sensational, right? The silky playmaker from Manchester City who's become Chelsea's creative heartbeat. Last season, you could argue he was Chelsea's most important player. The stats backed it up, the goals backed it up, and the eye test definitely backed it up. But here's what's fascinating. When Palmer's been injured this season, Chelsea have kept winning. They've picked up results in the Premier League, they've advanced in the Champions League, and they've progressed in cup competitions. Life without Cole Palmer, difficult, sure, but manageable. life without Moises Caicedo, that's a completely different story. Watch Chelsea when Caicedo isn't on the pitch. It's like watching a completely different team. The control vanishes. The composure disappears. Suddenly, Chelsea look vulnerable in ways they never do when he's playing. Opponents find space that shouldn't exist. The midfield becomes a highway instead of a fortress. Even Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca has recognized Caicedo's exceptional quality, comparing him to Manchester City's Rodri as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. And Maresca isn't the only one in that assessment. Numerous pundits and analysts have echoed similar sentiments about Caicedo's elite status. That comparison to Rodri isn't just flattering talk, it's genuinely accurate. Rodri is arguably the most important player at the most dominant team in English football. He makes Manchester City tick. He's their foundation, their anchor, their security blanket. Caicedo does the exact same thing for Chelsea. What makes Caicedo so special isn't just one thing, it's everything combined into one terrifying package. Defensively, he's an absolute monster. His positioning is immaculate, his tackling is clean and aggressive, and his reading of the game is years beyond his age. He intercepts passes that most players wouldn't even see coming. He snuffs out danger before it develops. But unlike some defensive midfielders who are brilliant destroyers but limited on the ball, Caicedo is technically superb. His passing range is excellent, his first touch is velvet, and he rarely gives the ball away even under intense pressure. That 86% pass success rate against Tottenham, that's elite territory, especially when you consider he's constantly involved in the most contested areas of the pitch. And then there's the intangibles, the leadership, the composure, the big game mentality. At just 23 years old, as in early 2025, Caicedo plays like a seasoned veteran. He doesn't panic. He doesn't hide. When the pressure's on, he steps up. That assist for João Pedro against Tottenham, that wasn't luck or a simple pass. That was vision, awareness, and execution when it mattered most. Caicedo was Chelsea's player of the season last year, and many believe he's the undisputed best performer this campaign as well. Think about that for a moment. Back-to-back exceptional seasons at this level, at this age, with this much pressure and scrutiny. Some players crumble under expectations. Some take years to adapt to massive price tags and the spotlight that comes with them. Caicedo, he's thrived. He's gotten better. He's evolved from an exciting prospect into an absolute world beater. The consistency is remarkable. It's not just the occasional brilliant performance followed by average displays. Week after week, Caicedo delivers. He's reliable, dependable, and always at a minimum of 7 out of 10. But more often than not these days, he's putting in 9 out of 10 and 10 out of 10 performances. That's the mark of genuine world-class quality. Here's the truly scary part about all of this. Caicedo is still improving. He's 23 years old. Most defensive midfielders don't even reach their peak until their late 20s. The players Chelsea fans compare him to, Makelele, Essien, Conte, they were all older than Caicedo is now when they hit their absolute prime, which means we might not have seen the best of Moises Caicedo yet. Wrap your head around that. If he continues developing at this rate, if he keeps adding layers to his game, if his body holds up and he avoids serious injuries, we could be talking about one of the greatest defensive midfielders in Premier League history. That's not hyperbole. That's not getting carried away. That's recognizing exceptional talent when it's right in front of us. The scary truth about Moises Caicedo that nobody's really talking about is he's not just Chelsea's best player. He's becoming undroppable, irreplaceable, and absolutely fundamental to everything they do. Palmer gets the headlines. The forwards grab the glory. The defenders make the dramatic last-ditch tackles that go viral. But Caicedo? He's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without him, Chelsea struggle. With him, they're a completely different beast. And that dependence on one player, especially a defensive midfielder who rarely generates the same buzz as goal scorers, should concern Chelsea fans slightly. But it should also excite them massively, because having a player this good in such a crucial position is an absolute luxury. Chelsea have been blessed in that defensive midfield position for over 2 decades now. From Claude Makelele's revolution, to Essien's power, to Mikkel's reliability, to Matic's dominance, to Conte's magic, the legacy is rich, and the standards are impossibly high. Moises Caicedo isn't just living up to those standards, he's creating his own chapter in that legendary story. And the scary truth, we might be watching the beginning of something truly special. And the best part? He's only just getting started. Chelsea fans, enjoy it. Because players like this don't come around very often. And when they do, they define eras.